Right, please.
If history has taught us anything, it has taught us a very simple lesson. That tough time always ends. Every time the world felt a pandemic, a booming effect follows. In 1990s and 2000, ladies and gentlemen, India had an impressive growth run for a democratic country. While the economic growth slowed down in some years due to exogenous shocks, the Asian financial crisis in 1997, the major drought in 2000, the global financial crisis in 2008, each time the country made a speedy recovery. A very pleasant afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all. Today, I am Aman Srivastav. The subject matter on which I shall be sharing my presentation upon is India's role in post-pandemic times. So these are some of the key aspects on which I'm going to talk for about next 10 minutes. Arundhati Roy, in her novel, The Pandemic is a Portal, writes, historically, pandemic have forced humans to break with the past and to imagine their world anew. It is not different. It is a portal, a gateway between one world and the next. Despite the economic devastation caused by the virus, India's response, rather I would say India's agile response, has been commendable, especially as the country rallied to manage the second wave of deadly virus early in 2021. India, ladies and gentlemen, was the first country to feel the impact of Delta variant, but quickly swung back to action to ensure that as many people as possible were vaccinated. In addition to protecting its own population, India has also provided medical supplies and other equipments to more than 150 countries across the globe. Away from the pandemic, India is also meeting other ambitious projects, including living up to climate mitigation promises. India is well ahead of its target to achieve other projects such as making renewable 40% energy mix by 2030 and managing the sequestration of carbon. And you know what? 2.8 billion tons of carbon. At the United Nations Climate Change Conference of Parties in Glasgow, Scotland, a Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, committed India to an ambitious Panchamrit pledge that will see country addressing 5 key sectors of its economy to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. The 5 sectors includes energy, mobility, industry, infrastructure and cities, and agriculture. According to the report of the World Economic Forum titled Mission 2070, a Green New Deal for a Net Zero India outlines how India's path to a net zero will have an estimated economic impact of $1 trillion by 2030 and $15 trillion by 2070. Ladies and gentlemen, in the post-pandemic times, India's prospects are outlined by several dynamic sectors. Let us look at those sectors one by one in brief. Information technology and information technology enabled services backed by entrepreneurial capabilities have created opportunities and have emerged as a key strength of the Indian economy over the years. There is a growing league of unicorns which is leading the potential for technology-led growth. Second, India's digital momentum is expected to continue with a strong demand in areas like 5G modernization, cloud computing, cybersecurity capabilities, supply chain networking, workplace transformation, to name a few. The very third is the pandemic has brought to focus what India can achieve in the area of manufacturing. Ladies and gentlemen, in the pharmaceutical sector, it is in the first time in history that the vaccines were developed and administered within a year, and as a result of which investors have shown confidence in the production linked incentive, that is PLI incentive scheme of the government of India. The fourth, global push towards the green technology can create opportunities in many different sectors. For instance, the automobile sector is slowly moving towards the electric vehicle. With supportive policies, greener technologies can yield economic as well as environmental benefits. My dear friends, the Union Budget 2021-22 has announced a number of measures to support the economy under 6 pillars, my dear friends. So let us look all those pillars one by one. The first pillar being health and well-being, under which the key measures include an holistic approach to strengthen the health sector with focus on 3 areas: preventive, curative, well-being. Mission Poshan 2.0, Urban Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0, clean air, to name a few, are some of its other measures. The second pillar is physical and financial capital and infrastructure, where key measures include production linked incentive scheme to 13 sectors, mega investment textile parks, which are also known as by Mitra, 7 textile parks, expansion of national infrastructure pipeline to 7,400 projects. National monetization pipeline, to name a few, are some of the measures under this pillar. Third pillar, the inclusive development for aspirational India, whose key measures include MSP, ensuring it at minimum 1.5 times the cost of production across all the commodities. One nation, one ration card. Rupees 15,700 crore budget allocation to MSME sector, to name a few, are some of its other measures. The fourth pillar is revigorating human capital, and under this pillar the key measures include qualitative strengthening of 15,000 schools under national education policy, setting up 100 new schools, 100 new Sainik schools, by the way, it is Sainik schools. Central University in Leh are some of its other measures. The fifth pillar is innovation and R&D, where key measures include 1,500 crore budget allocation, budget incentive to promote digital modes of payment. PSLV CS51 launch, Gaganyaan mission activities, to name a few, are some of its key measures. The last pillar, my dear friends, is minimum government and maximum governance, where key measures under this pillar includes reforms to rationalize the functioning of tribunals. Rupees 3,768 crore for the India's first digital census. Rupees 1,000 crore for the welfare of tea workers, and especially for women and their children in Assam and West Bengal. Moving towards the conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say that the world has changed forever, and we are still in the COVID mist change. But as we embrace different style, different way of life, there will be unexpected physical benefits, personal benefits, and professional benefits as well. That's all, folks. Thank you so much.